I'm on a porch, get money, you know that we never could get a divorce. Say you the plug when nigga might have been the source. Why me pull up in that brand new Porsche? Come through, I teach you this shit like a chorus. Bitch, I'm like Ghost, I got power, of course. Invested my money and ran up a check. Now man, I hot like a motherfucking torch. I got a habit, gotta keep going, cause I cannot get stagnant when you get it. We live, BJ, give us the intro.
What's up, man? It's your boy BJ Real, man. We back here on the porch with another episode. If y'all don't know, we shoot an episode every Thursday and we're dropping it on Tuesday
At 11 a.m.
At 11 a.m. faithfully. So we're back here on the porch again and giving our time, energy to you guys so we could pour into y'all. Just so y'all could hear a word. Just so y'all could use this to move forward in life and just keep developing and growing. So, Mike, what you got for him, man? What's going on?
Hope y'all really fucking with the podcast. Hope y'all really messing with it, man. But y'all make sure y'all go like, comment, subscribe if you on YouTube. And if you on YouTube, go over to the other platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever that is. Whatever you listen to your podcast on, go over, leave us 5 stars. Say something nice about us. Give us thumbs up. Get us up the charts, guys. We want to keep getting this out to people. Like I said, we do this for free. We just want to make sure that as many people can hear this as possible because it's needed. And go follow me on Instagram @_Mr.mindset, @_Mr.mindset, guys. BJ, how was your week this week?
It was a weird week for me. A lot of just family, a lot of family issues. I got a cousin in the hospital right now. She's not doing too good.
Damn, man, I ain't know that.
I think she on a breathing machine or something. She got sickle cell.
Damn.
So if y'all don't know anything about sickle cell, all I don't know too much about it, but it's just they're just in and out the hospital. I
think it's basically a cancer, and then basically they got a cancer weaken their white blood cells or something like that, so it can't fight off diseases or sickness like common colds and shit like that.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I think
that's his knowledge of it. But yeah, she's in the hospital right now. She's not doing too well. They said she got something going on with her lungs, so she's actually on a breathing machine. So she can't even as of what I heard and been told, she can't even breathe on her own right now. So yeah, just family stuff going on this week, regular business stuff going on, and just other personal stuff that we're not gonna touch on too much until we get a little more information about it.
Let on.
Overall, God has a plan for everybody. He gives his battles to the toughest soldiers. So yeah, man. So that's how my week's going. So what's going on?
Man, I'm gonna be praying for your cousin because I believe in prayer. You know what I mean? I just believe in prayer, guys. I don't know what everybody believes, but I definitely believe in prayer. First of all, if you don't believe in prayer or nothing, what you do when you going through a hard, what you do when you go through a hard time?
Smoke weed, drink, rely on some earthly thing or something.
But even I guess they still
cope.
I guess they still say if they pray to the universe, you still pray to the universe. But there's some people that don't believe in nothing.
People that pray to the earth,
that's cool. Though.
You talking about karma and stuff, karma and earth and energy.
Yeah, and that's I'm just saying, believe in something and they pray to something at least. They still call their God God. They still call it God. But I'm just what happens if you don't believe in anything?
I feel you could lose yourself, and it's
you got to.
You don't know who to go to
because if anybody, you hear anybody talk, they be God help me. Anybody going through, it don't matter who it is. They could be an atheist.
Yeah, even people that don't believe in God, they'll just be
help me, please.
I'm looking to the Almighty, the one above, whoever that is.
So I'm how you don't believe in nothing? Because really, if you don't believe in nothing, bro, really life can get hard, bro. We've been in times where stuff just hard, and the only thing you can say, because you have faith in something, you are able to get through that hard time, right? So we just be God got me. That phrase right there alone will take you
I forgot about that phrase, bro. Appreciate
That'll take you.
God got me, bro. Got me through a lot of things, bro.
That's it, bro. Long as I ain't trying to turn this into a sermon or nothing, but I'm just saying this is what I believe in. It's just God got me. If you don't believe in nothing, bro, that phrase. If you do believe in something, if you believe in God, that phrase itself will take you a long way.
Nah, but just to let y'all know and to leave y'all with something, whenever y'all going through something hard or you're dealing with a death or something's not going your way, you didn't get the job you want, you didn't hit the goal you want to hit for that month, you gaining some weight, whatever, just be God got me, I got a plan, and everything happens for a reason. So this challenge that I'm going through and this obstacle that I have to get around is only going to lead to a brighter side on the end, and it's going to be a vital point in my development and growth. So whenever y'all going through something that's just tough, hard, you feel like giving up, you don't know who to talk to, man, just say, God got me, and this is happening for a reason.
Yep.
And just stay strong and just keep your faith.
Yeah, that's all it is to it. That's all it is to it, man. What's up?
Speaking of tough times, what's the hardest thing y'all ever been through, like business-wise? And like, talk about like how y'all got through it and the mindset behind getting through it.
Let me go first.
You go ahead.
This probably not the hardest. Let's say it's number 2, but I just feel like I'm gonna talk about it because I don't want to talk about the same thing.
I got you. Yeah.
So
Now you can talk about it. I got it. I got something else I can talk about.
Oh, you got something else you talk about?
Yeah, I can talk about 2 things. Well, I don't know if that was like personal and business, but go ahead. It don't matter.
I say business. Well, hardest business thing I've been through.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't really hard that I thought about it. I was thinking about the rental car situation where I had like 3-4 cars, and basically I didn't want to do the business anymore, and I'm like, how do I get rid of 3-4 active loans that have like 5-6 year obligations to?
Yeah.
Like, how do I get rid of that? And like that was just like a hard spot for me because I never been through it before. I never taught anybody that's like been through that before.
Yeah.
How you get into it?
Oh, how did I get into it?
Yeah, how you get into that whole 6 car situation?
So with that, I was basically doing the Toro and the hire car play and the personal rental play. So basically, listen to a podcast, bought a course, didn't really pay attention to the course, hot right into it, and just start buying cars. Cause I was doing real estate, I was doing real good at it, bringing in a large amount of monthly income where I felt comfortable. Like money I never seen before, money I never managed or handled like before. Like it's just money coming in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shoot, I gotta put this money somewhere. So on Instagram, YouTube, they gonna tell you Turo or Airbnb.
All of them. Everybody.
I bet you anybody that just hopped in there in the entrepreneurial world, they hopped in the Turo or Airbnb first.
Right.
So boom, for me, it was Toro. So boom, I hop into Toro. I get about like 4 or 5 cars. Boom, Benz.
Was it easy to get the cars? Like,
Oh yeah, it was easy.
Easy as fuck.
like what was that?
It wasn't the smartest way to get the cars, cause apparently, from what I know now, you're supposed to not use any of your own money to get the cars. So you're supposed to get the car. Boom, I got the car in my hand. So you're gonna use like a pre-approval loan. So you're gonna get a pre-approval from the bank. Boom, get the car. So you don't have to put anything down. Cause let's say I get approved for $30,000, right? I'm gonna get a car that costs $25,000, $27,000 out the door. So I didn't put anything down. The first day I get that car, boom, I'm renting that car out. So that first payment, I'm never paying that payment. So technically, to a certain extent, I never paid $1 for that car. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm just seeing that income. So I'm just getting that. So that turned into me getting like 4 or 5 cars, and I'm doing it. And then it's just like, oh, this car, this happened to the engine. This happened to the tire. This happened to the muffler, and I don't even know nothing about cars. So it's just problem after problem after problem happening with the cars. And mind you, I didn't do it the smart way. I'm putting down $3,000 to $5,000 every time I get a car. So I'm like, boom, I'm not using the loan. I used the loan like one time. So I'm putting in like $3,000 to $5,000 down every time I get a car. Cause like I said, I'm getting this money. I don't know what to do with it. I'm trying to do something else. I'm trying to get another business going. So boom, I'm like, huh?
You said fuck the bank basically?
Yeah, fuck the bank, because I didn't want to think about that. I didn't get that far in the course. So I'm like, boom, here's $3,000. I like that Jag. Give me that Jag. Here's $5,000. Oh, I need that Benz. Boom, I need a Toyota. I need the Chevy. Boom. So all this going on, and then not even a year go by, and I'm like, do I really want to be doing this for
That shit tiring, bro.
6 to 7 years?
That
Because
shit
anybody
tiring.
that has like a car note or a car payment knows that the life of your loan is from like 5 to 7 years. That's like the average. Like between that area right there, it's gonna be like 5 to 7 years. So I got these 4 or 5 cars that I have to handle and deal with for 5 to 7 years, and I just started thinking to myself like, do I want to be obligated to these cars for 5 to 7 years? One of my cars already touching 100,000, so this thing gonna probably need a new engine or something. It's gonna need something big in like a couple more miles. Like, do I really want to obligate myself to that? So I'm like, no. So I had to make a decision and a business decision, and I'm like, okay, I got to get rid of these cars. So boom, I'm searching up how do I get rid of cars without paying them off. Can I just give the car to somebody and they could take the payments? Boom, that's not gonna work because the car's still gonna be in my name. I probably even gotta keep the insurance on the car. So boom, that's not gonna work. So I'm like, boom, I'm looking up, talking to some of my homeboys. They like, bruh, you could just run that thing off a bridge or something. And I'm like, tuck and roll off the bridge? It's crazy.
Total out if you got gap insurance, guys. That's only good if you got.
Always get
It's
gap
not-
insurance. Tell him, Mike.
It's not good.
Tell him, Mike.
If you don't got gap insurance.
Tell him, Mike.
If you don't got gap insurance, you're gonna be fucked up. You can't do that. That's the only reason they tell them that, because they got gap insurance. When you go get a car, they going it's an option.
I think it's gap insurance and full coverage insurance.
Full coverage
That's the
insurance.
2 things you need.
But the gap insurance, that's big, because nigga, if you total your car out and you owe more than what the car worth or something, they'll pay it off. Gap will still pay it off no matter if you're at fault or anybody else at fault. If that car get totaled out, that's what gap insurance is for. They're gonna pay that gap of what the car is worth, dead ass, and what you owe.
Okay, so how the fuck how y'all get rid of the car?
Oh, let me keep going.
Yeah, he got it.
So at this point, I have the option. I can, like I said, tuck and roll, and that car could go off a bridge or into a ditch, into a light pole, into anything. I'm not gonna hurt anybody. It's not gonna be nobody else involved. It's gonna be like one car accident. I could total that car out. If I crash that car and then the bumper just fly off, I'm gonna take a baseball bat and beat that car up like it just got hit by an 18-wheeler. An 18-wheeler just hit me and it kept going. That's what I'm gonna tell the police.
Yeah.
I gotta be ready to lie to insurance. I gotta be ready to lie to the police. I gotta do all that. That's the length you have to go to get rid of that. Or you talk to some more of your homeboys, some people you don't deal with every day. But you talk to some more of your partners and they just like, bruh, I got a flatbed. You also can report your car stolen. So if I come pick that car up on a flatbed, I can have it out the neighborhood 2 seconds, put on a ski mask, dodge the camera, stolen car. Boom, fully covered. They pay it off. Go on about your day. So that's the 2 options right now. It's total the car, get a car stolen. So I'm like, boom, okay. But I'm like, bruh, I didn't sign up for none of that. I didn't want to be out here lying to the police. I don't care about lying to insurance, because insurance, I feel like all insurance companies, they're greedy, it's hungry, great business. If anybody has a proposal to start an insurance company, hit me up.
It's an amazing business.
People are greedy. They're getting that monthly. No cap. But yeah, so I eventually chose the route of basically just trading my cars in. So basically what I got to do is anybody that's traded a car in, they're like, okay, you can trade a car in, but you have to eat up the negative equity or whatever that means to like in dealership terms. So basically I could get rid of these cars, but I got to buy like a brand new car. So basically what I end up doing was I traded like 3-4 cars in and then got one car, like one everyday car, brand new car, probably got 1-2 miles on it, just drove in the dealership. Nobody ever hit that car on the road. So that's basically what I had to end up doing. But when you do that, it basically like increases your car note, and it's like a big car note. And sometimes the trade-in value, so if I trade in a car that's worth $18,000 and the dealership's like, okay, we only think the car is worth $10,000. So basically, you got to pay the in between. So basically, what I had to end up doing, it wasn't that much. It wasn't like $8,000 or nothing crazy. Because I went in there and I was negotiating. Yeah, I was on them. Like, they were tired of me. I had them out the door. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm going to leave. But if y'all do this, I would do. Like, I was on them. I was on 10 that day. I was negotiating my butt off. So I got a great deal. So basically what I had to end up doing was I had to pay a large lump sum of money to pay the indifference of the balances just so I could trade in my cars so I could get my one brand new car and pay that high car note monthly to a 6-7 year obligation. So basically where I went wrong at in this, and it was just like a bad business decision on my part, I was using my own money. So the money I'm getting in monthly, I'm just throwing it out the window. Like I said, I was paying like $3,000 to $5,000 like every down payment on a car. Boom. That could have been in my pocket and I could have paid like $0 and just made the car go to work. So that was a bad business decision on my part. I had to pay the indifference of the trade-in value. And what I was ultimately left with was a high car note for a brand new car. So I'm still dealing with that to this day, paying that high monthly payment. So to answer your question, I know this has been a long segment, but that was basically my, what'd you say? Yeah, that was basically my biggest lesson and hardest thing that I had to go through just because it was new to me, it was fresh to me, and I never been through it before.
It's a lot to take away from that, but I did the same thing. By the way, me and BJ been the same experience. I had more cars than fucking BJ, but one of mine, I mean, I ain't gonna go into the story, but shit, basically the same thing BJ did, I did it, right? Or the same thing, we both did the same shit. We just dumbasses, right? But that's okay. That's why you got to have people to do it with. Right, you just make dumbass decisions together, so everybody you don't feel alone. You know, it feel way it feel way better when you got somebody else doing it with you. Like, oh, bro, you about to go get this car for 50 bands? Oh shit, me too, twin. Let's go, twin.
I'm getting it for 45.
Yeah, we good, twin. Think that shit a great idea.
It's like, damn, you gotta pay them $3,000. Yeah, I gotta pay them like $4,000. Okay.
Oh shit, we good, twin. As long as you're in the same boat, you know what I mean? Because that shit just make it better. That just show you that having somebody with you on your team or somebody that you can goddamn share with or have the same experience with, bro, that shit take you a long way. Not just in business, but just in life, period. Because once you realize you're not in something alone, bro, you're able to get through it a lot smoother. So that's just what it is, bro. You're not going through shit alone. But as you see, BJ went through that shit. We both went through that shit. You put money in, you goddamn make a bad business decision. We still get to fight another goddamn day. That's all that happens, guys. When you but from both of the stories, we both give. It's like you still gonna be able to keep going. You can overcome all that shit, bro. We're still young, make bad decisions. You're gonna make fucked up decisions, but we ultimately learn from it. Period. So that's ultimately what it come down to.
What was your biggest business mistake or biggest?
I guess that I'm gonna see. He telling the biggest one I made was goddamn when I flipped the house last year. Basically, that was the hardest thing that I probably been through in business this far. Bought the house, under budgeted for the house. I'm trying to
experience
and just inexperience, right? It's the first time flipping a house. Like we've dealt with hundreds and hundreds of deals and closing on hundreds and hundreds of houses. But when we buy and actually fix it up ourselves, it was different.
How old are we doing this?
With 21, 22. And like this before our birthday, 21.
And like a 40-year-old business and like what 40 and 50-year-olds do every day, like it's nothing.
Yeah.
We're doing this at like 21.
Yeah, for sure. Just figuring it out. So hopped in there, big, got the house. Basically, I didn't overpay for the house. I under budgeted for the house. That's what it did. It overpaid. We bought it for a good price still. We still had it at a great price. We could have easily made, and this is the thing, it's going to be at a point where before you make a decision, there's always going to be choices. Before you do anything, there's always going to be choices. Those choices that I had at that point was I could wholesale this house or I could flip it myself. I could have wholesaled the house and made good 20 racks. You feel me? But also on the other hand was like we could take a bigger risk, flip this bitch, and make maybe 100. You feel me?
It was like, bruh, it was like the way we did our numbers. It was like 100 guaranteed. You sell this house by April 1st, you have 100,000 in your pocket, in your wallet,
for sure.
So that was the risk we took.
Transaction?
We was taking one transaction. We was taking $20,000 easy money, no risk at all. Another day in the office.
Just another day, I'm just grabbing 20 bands.
Or we could go grab this 100,000.
And we chose to go to the 100,000. And sometimes, and you could always go for the 100. We went through the 100,000, and I don't. Yeah, you don't regret it, bro. Because at the end of the day, you got to understand that sometimes, bro, to get the best reward, bro, you got to take the biggest risk, bro. That's just business. Period. That's business 101. That's the easiest thing ever, bro. Oh my God, my bad.
Pick it up, bro.
Bro, get the goddamn cover, bro. Get the goddamn blanket. I appreciate it, twin.
Yo, weekend cub.
Yeah, you just wipe that shit up, bro. Goddamn. But basically, pretty much, I should wait until he finished.
Let's like pause it.
Pause it. Yeah.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of On the Porch. But listen, while you're here, you might as well go get my ebook, The Perfect Mindset, 7 Thought Patterns that can take you from stress to success. Guys, this is going to help you have success in any area of your life. This book is dedicated to helping you take the information that we're giving you in these episodes and actually implement it into your life so you can have success. Mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually. No matter what it is. The link is going to be in the description. Go get it.
We bought that house. We decided to go with the bigger risk, guys. You understand? When you take a bigger risk, you get the biggest reward. But as you hear in the shit, when y'all always hear bigger the risk, the bigger reward. But y'all don't hear the bigger risk part. Y'all just hear the bigger reward part. When a risk means you can lose a lot. So that's what happened. Shit, lost a lot. Goddamn, under budgeted. It's just a lot of mistakes that we did. Under the budgeted. Didn't do everything up to par. Didn't do everything first class. So guess what? It was half-assed. Either it's first class or half-assed. And then not only was it some powers that we could have controlled, it was some stuff that we controlled in there. It was some uncontrollables that happened too. Like the market started going down like crazy. Interest rates shot up like crazy in the middle of the flip. So guess what happened? That happened for us taking too long or not having a proper crew that does flips. And that's our fault. And that's not their fault. It's our fault, right? It's our fault for doing that. And end up waiting too long. The flip it's supposed to take a month or two. End up taking like 4 or 5. By the time we put it on the market, we wasn't realistic with our numbers, honestly. We should have. You always want to put room in whatever you do. You always want to put a little bit extra room in there. So just in case it doesn't go how you want to go, you're like, all right, that's okay, because I actually planned for it to take 6 months. I just said 2 months. But you, in the back of your head, you always want to be like, shit, I want it done in 2 months, but I know this probably can take 5 months. And you got to make sure you're okay with that, right? So we was thinking that we going to have this shit done. It wasn't done in time. We put on there. Mortgage rates went up like crazy. When mortgage rates went up, a lot of people stopped buying. It took like 2 million, 3 million. It's a weird number. I got it on my phone, but it's like 2 million people dropped out of the market because they couldn't afford the monthly payments anymore. They couldn't afford the mortgages no more. So they wasn't getting approved like they was before. So people stopped buying. Once people stopped buying, now shit's in on the market longer and more. Mind you, it's in a rural area. So since it's a rural area, it's less people even moving there. And this shit went from, you got 20 people, 10 people coming to see the house a week to you might have 2 people come see it in a week. And at that point, it's a lot more competition, stuff not flying off the market like it was. So therefore, they don't have to just settle with the first thing that they saw. So now we're in a thing where, because if we would, honestly, if it was in a matter of days, if we would have put that shit up in a couple of days before, or it would have sold the first time when we had it, once people had got it, that shit would have been gone quick. But in a matter of days, it changed dramatically, right? It changed dramatically. What happened is people end up saying, you know what? I see that there's 6 more properties in this neighborhood that I could go look at. And now they know they don't have to rush to the first thing because there's not that many people buying anymore. So once there's not that many people buying, it's not that much competition, it's not that much demand. Now they're like, shit, I could take my time then and I could go with the right choice. And that's good for the sellers and for the buyers though, honestly.
I want to ask got from both of those losses? Because
All right.
y'all went through them together.
Well, for me,
Number one, y'all take away from them.
first class half-ass with everything, right? Because with especially with the house, because when flipping the house, if we would have did it all the way up, the reason why it didn't sell like it should have, as fast as it should have, because we were banking on something that we couldn't control. You never want to bank on something that you can't control. So we was banking on the market going to sell the house for us, basically. We're banking that the house is going to sell because of the market. The market's so hot, it don't matter. We ain't even got to do this shit all the way through. But that shit gonna sell regardless. But since we put all our eggs in that basket, you don't want to put your eggs in a basket that you can't control. I always want to put my eggs in a basket that I could control. So what I could have controlled is we could have said, you know, we're going to do the pool. That's what's a big thing. We didn't do the pool, right? So we could have said, fuck it. We're going to go all in. We're going to do the pool and everything. Like, completely redo the house from the top to the bottom, from the rooter to the tutor, goddamn. We're going to do the whole thing. But we didn't. So that way, we was just like, bro, we was dead. That's like, bro, we ain't got to, bro. Because we put it on the market, bro, this shit going to sell, which it would have. But some unfortunate things happened. So therefore, it didn't happen that way. So now where the market is not on our side anymore. Now, since we didn't go all the way in, we didn't do a first class. It was really hard to sell because they started going to the other houses that did it first class. We did it half-ass. So now they're like, ooh, this going on with the house. We don't like the pool. We don't like this. We don't like that. So now, since we didn't if we would have did it first class, that bitch would have sold regardless. It would have sold regardless. But we didn't. So first class a half-ass. If you do a first class, everything gonna go right. No matter what time, what market, no matter what place you're in your life. Period. If you do it all the way up like you're supposed to, you will be successful. But that didn't happen. That's my biggest lesson. First class a half-ass.
Okay, my takeaway from like the car situation that I broke down to y'all is in business, if there's a way where you don't have to use your own money out of your pocket in your bank account, like if you could leverage the bank to use their money and put that forth to whatever you're doing, use the bank's money. Don't go out your own piggy bank, out your own bank account. Use the bank's money. Don't come out your own pocket spending that bread, trying to start that new business up, trying to start whatever you're doing up. And the other lesson I had was think everything through. So when I was doing Turo, I was thinking about how much money I'm going to have next month off these personal rentals where I don't got to pay Turo nothing. I'm just talking to people that I know. I'm going to be up $1,500 a band like every 2 weeks. I'm going to be up $1,500 a band every 2 weeks. I'm thinking about 2 weeks, 3 weeks out, a month out. I'm not thinking 6 years down the road where the car got 250 miles and it can't even drive you to the QT at the gas station. I'm not thinking that far down the road. So my two lessons for y'all is my two lessons for me that I learned was don't use your own money if it's possible, and always have a plan, an exit strategy.
Damn.
And think down the road in whatever you're gonna do.
That's great. I was just about to say the same thing for the cars and stuff. Like, God, we're gonna give a lesson for the cars too. Just knowing your exit strategy, bro. That shit is huge. I know a lot of things. If you're in real estate, you understand what an exit strategy is. Like, a lot of people don't. But if you're in real estate, you understand that there's different exit strategies. You can fix and flip. You can rent it out. You know, you can you can do an Airbnb that's still rented out. You got short-term rental. It's just different ways you can wholesale. Those are our extra strategies, right? But with rental cars, we didn't think about our extra strategy, right? We're thinking that, we're going to be making this monthly income and bank making this passive income, which it's really hard to have passive income in anything. So when people be like, passive income, it's really not that passive. So don't believe in that shit. And not saying it's not real, it can happen, but you got to have it set up really, really, really perfectly for it to be passive. But bottom line is, you got to know your exit strategy. We should have been thinking far ahead, like, okay, how long can we really be renting to the airport? How long till we fucking get burned out from doing this rental car to taking cars to shops to people complaining to people fucking breaking your car, wrecking your car. How long can you deal with that? See, we didn't think about that. And when we need to get out of it, we didn't think about what is it that we can do to get out of it. Right? Because selling it is not a fucking option when you got a loan. That's it. You can't sell it because cars depreciate. Simple. So your loan is going down really slow. Those monthly payments is going down slowly. But the car value is skyrocketing down. So that extra strategy of selling it was not an option. See, with a house, your extra strategy can be, you know what, I'll hold on for a little while, rent it out, and I sell it in a little while because houses most of the time appreciate. But with cars like we did, it goes down. So when it go down, selling not an option. So what else did you have to do? Rent it out. That's what we was doing, right? We'll rent it out. But do you feel like rent it? Do you want to keep renting it out? Okay, you could get a company to start doing the stuff for you, but that's still in your name. It's not too many extra strategies you can do with cars. That's why the extra strategy that we had to do was, sell it and get a high ass car note. So one thing I wanted to say about that is when you make a decision, be careful because you still can feel the pains of your decision later on down the road for a long time, right? Because now we both paying high ass car notes because we did that shit with the car. So you think the pain in once you get rid of the cars or you get rid of that mistake that you made. But no, we still have to live with that car note every month. That car note that we're paying every single month, like it's not going away. So be careful with that decision you make. When you're making decisions, think about it. Actually take time and do critical thinking and think, what can happen if this doesn't go the way that I think it's going to go? What happened if this doesn't happen perfectly, which most of the time it doesn't? What is that can happen? And if you know you can deal with that consequence, cool. But don't think you're just going to go away. Like our car notes, like I said, that shit didn't go away. We still paying higher car notes for our cars. We probably should be paying like at least half of what we're paying right now, but we're not. And I ain't even finished talking about the house. Pretty much with the house, I ended up losing like probably like anywhere between 12 and 15,000. Lost, gone, and that's okay because I got to live. It could have been way worse. Sometimes that's what you got to think. You got to think, okay, this happened to me, but this shit could have been way worse. I could have not sold the house. Now that bitch just sitting there and now I'm renting it, but now I'm renting it out and shit, but I'm not renting for how much I owe on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that could have went wrong on it. That's why I'm thankful for everything that happened, everything I went through, because ultimately shit could always be worse. Like the cars, we still blessed enough to the point where we can be paying those high car notes and still not stressing. Don't think we're not stressing every month. We're not like, oh, damn, car note coming. We just like, shit, it's just something we got to deal with because we understand the consequence of our decision. That's the decision we make. You got to take the punches and roll with them because that's what you do when you take risks. That's why a lot of people not ready for entrepreneurship for real, bro. That's why a lot of people give up because shit, bro. A lot of people couldn't take that shit, bro. You taking them punches, bro. You be like, fuck it, bro. I'm about to just leave and give up on all this shit. Yeah. So you just got to make sure you're ready for it.
And you know what I noticed, like what the majority of people do, and like a lot of people do every day, like in business or just anybody.
Yeah.
Like on the earth, like we worship our weaknesses more than our like successes and our strengths. So if I go and I'm calling somebody and I'm negotiating, and I just suck today and I don't do the best I can, why am I thinking about that more than the 3 properties I just locked up today? So it's like us as humans, we're naturally thinking about, we more so think about the negative stuff in life more so than the positive things in life. Like it's a statistic done that says you have more like negative thoughts today than you have positive thoughts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So if I'm going out through the course of the day, I'm just thinking about all the bad things I did today. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not thinking that, I just changed somebody's life. I just got them in a new home. I just helped somebody advance their portfolio. I just gave them a good deal. I just helped the tenant out and showed them a property they could stay in. I'm a thinking, hone in all the negative stuff I do. So, like, why do people just think about all the negatives and don't focus on the positive? Because I feel like that could, like, hurt you in the business wise. Because if it's like, if I'm about to start a new business or try something different and I'm just thinking about all the negatives of what could go wrong, that could ultimately hinder me and just scare me and discourage me from starting that new business that could have been a 6-figure, 7-figure business. But I'm just here stuck on everything that could go wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to start it because I'm thinking about, oh, I got to pay this much a month. I got to pay $10,000 a month just to do this. But I can make $100,000 a month. So that doesn't even equal the $10,000 that I'm paying a month because I'm going to be profiting $90,000 a month.
Yeah.
So, like, why do you think, like, the natural human or natural person, they just think about the negative more than they think about the positive? Because I think that's just like a mindset thing. And, like, once you turn that switch off and it's like, I'm thinking about the positives, I'm thinking about the benefits. I don't care about, like, the trials and errors and struggles that I got to go through because I know it's just going to be better on the other side. So what do you tell those people that's just out there that's just, they're not starting up what they want to do. They're not going after their goals just because they're thinking about all the bad things, but they're not even taking into account all the positive things that could come from this situation.
So, I see that you still ain't got the ebook yet. I see it. That's okay. I get it. First of all, the ebook is called The Perfect Mindset, 7 Thought Patterns That Can Take You From Stress to Success. This book will change your mindset for the better. That's going to allow you to have that success that you're looking for in any area of your life. I want to make this book accessible to everybody, right? At first, it's been $30. The book has been $30 for the last couple of weeks. But I want to make it fair and I want to make it accessible to everyone, like I said. So, the new price point for this book is $15, half off. From now on, it's $15. I'm going to have some codes come out, some promo codes that come out that's going to make it $5 even, maybe sometimes free. But you guys have to be on the lookout. I just want to make this to where you have no excuse on why you're not doing something to better that mindset so you can better your life. Go get the book.
Yeah, a lot of people just did. Everything, our mindsets and everything we have is pretty much comes from stuff that has happened to us in the past, right? So a lot of people think about the negative because we're so used to being yelled at and getting in trouble for doing bad things. But we don't get praised for our good things, like our good deeds, right? So you're going to school every day, you're not getting in trouble for it.
You're supposed to.
You're not getting in trouble. Say a high school student or a student period. They going to school every day and they're not getting in trouble. However many days you go to school, I don't even know. But 180, it's something like that, some weird shit like that. You go to school 180 days out of the year, you're not getting in school, you're not getting in trouble 179 of them. The one day you get in trouble, you fucking get yelled at. You get recognized for that trouble. They don't get recognized for the good deeds most of the time, right? Because, I didn't get in trouble all this time. I get in trouble one time, but instead of telling me, oh, you did great most of the year, you just got in trouble this one time, they yell at you for that. You get in trouble for that. You get punished for that. Because honestly, that's pretty much how the world works. Bro, I ain't breaking no niggas that get locked up. I ain't killed nobody my whole life. I just killed somebody one time.
Just one person?
Shit. But now they not gonna praise you for not killing somebody this whole time you've been alive. You kill somebody one time, you're a bad person. That's just what it comes down to, and I think it's not necessarily. It messes up our mindsets, but it's not necessarily a bad thing because sometimes it's some stuff that you should be doing. I should be doing good. I should be making great grades. I should be making progress in my career. I shouldn't be failing though. I shouldn't be. But the stuff that you're saying though, like, oh, I made a bad call today and I messed up on that negotiation. You shouldn't be looking at that in a bad way though. Stuff like that, you shouldn't be looking at it in a bad way. You should be looking at it, all right, what did I do that brought me to this point? Now I made this mistake. how can I think about this in a positive way? And that's when the mindset shift comes in at. The mindset shift comes in. Mindset shift comes in when you're able to look at a negative event and see how you can pull the positive out of it. A lot of people just don't look at negative things as a positive because it's all about perspective. Once you're able to change your perspective about everything, then you are at a different level. Right? Because when I'm able to look at a negative situation and I'm able to say, all right, I get that this happened. This came out of it. Yes, I didn't get this deal, but I didn't say this right on the phone this time. Right? When I was negotiating with him, I didn't show indifference like I should have. So now you take that lesson from it and you say, oh, I'm fired up. So I know the next time that's what I'm honing on in. I'm honing in on the fact that I'm going to show indifference. But a lot of people, it's hard for them to get past that failure and look at it as a positive. We have to be able to get through that negative mind frame that we've been taught growing up. And we got to break out that shell and be able to see that most of the things that are negative, that's how most people became successful. So when I hear people say, I'm doing this, like right now, a lot of stuff helped me all the time is I think about people be like, bro, I'm 30 and I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And I be like, damn, bro, we young as shit. Right? So I know, damn, they just not doing this. I've been doing this since I was fucking 19 years old. So, and now I'm 22. Now I'm like, shit. So I know whatever they're doing, I can do it too. They just farther along in the journey than us. So I'm not looking at it like I'm a failure compared to, and that's another reason why people look at themselves as failure, because a lot of people look at what everybody else is doing and say they won't make this mistake, but they probably already made the fucking mistake. Once you stop worried about what everybody else got going on too, and you start comparing yourself to somebody else's success that been doing it way longer than you, bro, that shit will not fucking bother you whatsoever, bro. The only reason that we realize what we're doing is negative is because we see somebody else that's doing it and is successful at it. That's the only reason we know what we're doing is negative. If we didn't hear about it or know or watch other people, we wouldn't know half of the stuff that we're doing is bad, right? Yeah. So if we didn't see that fucking sleeping with multiple girls to get you an STD, if we didn't know that, you people would sleep with multiple girls.
Or if everybody is like, if everybody's over here wearing New Balances, that's the cool thing to do.
That's it.
But now it's like, and then if it's like everybody over here wearing New Balances, that's the cool thing to do. And then that one person over there got Jordans on. It's like, bro, you lame. You got on Jordans?
It wouldn't have never been a problem if somebody didn't coin that shoe cool. Like you're saying. They just coined that cool, right? So it's all about what you're looking at. We always just know how successful we are and how we're feeling when we're comparing ourselves to other people or other things or our past. If we didn't look at that and people didn't hold us up to some type of standard, it wouldn't be a failure. If we wasn't looking at how much money they made this month, we wouldn't look at ourselves as a failure just because we only made $5,000, but they made $20,000. So now you're looking like, damn, I'm a failure. But how about you look at it as if, bro, I made $5,000. Why somebody else ain't getting no money this month at all? Yeah. They're poor. They're out there on the streets. But instead of comparing ourselves, or not comparing ourselves, but looking at it from that perspective, we like to look at it from the perspective of, damn, I'm a failure because I didn't do as much as they did. But ultimately, you're not a failure. You got some work to do, and that's okay. I'm not saying just sit back and like everything is hunky-dory. Nah, it's not. But at the same time, you have to understand, bro, there's a lot of people that's in worse positions than you. So stop worried about what they got going on that's in such a greater position than you. Once you start realizing that, bro, you'll be able to get out of that. You'll be able to get out that mindset of, oh, I'm a failure, I'm not doing good, and just beating up on yourself. Because that's what most people do. But you got to be able to look at the bigger picture most of the time. We just got to be able to look at the bigger picture.
Does it tie into like relationships? Because it's like, I could be a great boyfriend, a great husband for you for so long, for years and years. And let's just say I not text you for 2 days. and I'm just using this as an example because I want to tie this in. That's why I wore this hoodie for a reason. If y'all can't notice, this hoodie is bleached.
Oh God!
It's not. This hoodie was greener than this. If it's probably not showing up on the camera, but
this is the hoodie.
Basically, I did so much good for a long amount of time, and then let's just say I mess up or I not treat somebody right for 2 days. Now my hoodie gets bleached. Did I deserve that? Like,
I don't think.
They're trying to just tie what we was talking about into relationships.
I don't
like, think about the negatives, cause I know a lot of times. I know for me, you could be a great wife, a great mother to my kids, but you did all that good. But if you cheat on me like one time, I'm gonna be like,
yeah. And it's cause
I'm gonna think about that negative rather than think about that positive.
But negative,
all them good years. I'm gonna think about that negative for a minute.
But because we first of all, humans are emotional creatures. We're very emotional. We don't think logically. So when in the heat of that moment, when there's nothing but emotion going on, that's what I'm gonna hone in on. I'm not thinking about when I was feeling regular. I'm not thinking about the day you bought me flowers, because none of that shit matters. Because if you cared about me, you wouldn't have done the shit that you fucking did. Simple. That's why the fucking the good is
never enough.
The good is never gonna be enough, because
good is never enough. That bad is bad.
That bad is gonna be bad, bro, and that's just what it is. That's how life fucking is, bro. Like
credit scores.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like you could pay this bill every month. You pay this bill every month for 2 years. You miss that payment, boom, 15 points drop.
And that's just what it is. That's how the life works. And that just showed you that our mindsets is literally meant to just hone in on the negative. Just like you just said. They just said, bro, if you pay your credit score, you pay this bill every month. You miss the payment, this shit go down 15 points. Because we are taught in life to hone in on the negative. We're not taught in life to look at the positive sides of things most of the time.
But every time you was paying that good credit score, what's your point going up?
1.
0.2, 0.5, 1.
Yeah.
It's barely going up. But as soon as you make that mistake, oh yeah, boy, you made that mistake, 15 points down.
For sure. And we got and the thing is though, that's how the world is. We just got to be able to change. We got to be able to shift that, right? We got to be able to change that as individuals. We got to be able to change that with our family when we become parents and when we have families, right? I want to praise you all the time. Instead of just praising you instead of just showing you when you're doing something negative, that comes from us praising people all the time. I try to praise people all the time, bro. Like, you're doing a great job. You're doing amazing. You're doing great, because I understand that when it is something negative, I can say something to you about it, but it won't distraught you as bad as it would if I didn't tell you about all the positive that you're doing. That's why I know about the that's why I know about the compliment sandwich, right? I give you a compliment, I give you a fucking the negative thing, and I put you another compliment on the back of it, so you can know, look, you're doing bad at this, but you're good at this. No, you're doing good at this, but you're doing bad at this, but you're still doing good at this though. So keep that up. That way, that's what it's called. It's called a compliment sandwich. When you guys are talking to people and you're leading a team or you're doing anything, or you have a wife or have something like that, bro, you want to have a compliment sandwich. You don't want to just come at people saying negative, because ultimately that just turns them off. They don't want to listen to you anymore. But I'm going to come to you and say, look, you're doing great at cooking and cleaning. At cooking, you're doing great at cooking. You cleaning the pots, but you know what? We could have a little better sex. But you are a great girl though, and you do keep your self-esteem up really good, right? So now they're like, so like they're not taking it as bad anymore, right?
In the mirror, like,
So you gotta be able to give. You gotta give, take, give, right? That's what the compliment sandwich is. I need you guys, please take this down. This is one big thing I learned about just leading a team when I was working at that sales company. A compliment sandwich is huge. You give a compliment, you give the negative, and then you give another compliment. So that way they can take that compliment in a better way. They can take those negative things in a even better way. Cause now they're like, oh, he said I'm good at this though. They said I'm good at this, but I do need to work on this, but I'm still doing good at this though. Right? So that's one thing they got.
so mischievous,
Yeah.
brilliant at the same time.
That's that sales 101. That's how it
That
sells.
is crazy.
Compliment sandwich, guys. I probably used it on BJ a couple times. Didn't even fucking realize it, huh?
That is
Didn't even fucking
crazy.
realize it. It just rolls off, bro. Yeah, you doing good at this, bro, but we need to pick up on this. But hey, other than that though, shit, we all good though. We good.
And I go home like,
And you know, it just comes from because in the ways that it works well is because we're not used to getting compliments. We're used to being beat up on when we're doing something bad, right? We're used to being spat on, shat on, whatever it is that you want to say. We're used to being in a position where we are just getting yelled at about everything that we're doing wrong, but there's no acknowledgement of the positive. You always want to acknowledge positive. That's what a great leader would do.
okay, so let's say like Little League sports. Let's say football.
You're shitty. You suck. You fucking sorry piece of shit. That's what I'm talking to my son.
Let's say like Little League sports.
I'm kidding.
So to like your son, he's playing football.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather a coach that just beats up on him and just tells him like the negatives, like, bro, come on, bro, you need to run a little faster, bro, you better than them. Why they caught that ball on you? Like, why you ain't scored a touchdown? Or would you rather a coach like give him a compliment sandwich, like,
I ain't gonna count.
you're a great player, you work out so hard, but he did just head top you and mosh you. But guess what? You had the best hands on the team. So I know you could catch that ball.
Even the first time, we see a compliment sandwich gonna gotta be all nice and soft. You just gave a compliment sandwich. You better than them. Why the fuck did they not take? You just gave me a compliment. I'm better than them. Now I'm just thinking I'm better than them. So you right. Why the fuck are they even doing anything with me right now?
So it was just different tones.
It's just different tones. It's the same thing. You're giving a compliment sandwich. I need somebody that's still gonna be tough. You don't gotta be soft as fuck just to give a fucking compliment sandwich. So in sports, I'm not gonna be soft as fuck. Nigga, you fucking suck, Trey.
No, you gotta stop saying that because you tell a lot of people they suck.
You fucking suck.
You can't say that because that would stick with them like till they older. They'll be like, my dad said I always suck.
Well, I ain't gonna do that. But you know, I be like, bro.
That's your favorite thing to say, bro. You fucking suck.
Bro, this some bullshit you doing today. Yesterday you did great. You did great yesterday at practice and you doing great and you did do that play, but you fucking ass. Like, goddamn, get it together. Now they understand that, hey, I'm better than what I am though. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's a good tactic, but I know the compliment sandwich is, right? So that's just what it is. That's pretty much why people. Let's go back. Let me bring it in the full circle. The reason that people always look at the negative, right, and they don't know how to acknowledge the positive is because people don't acknowledge their positives for them when growing up. So all we know is to look at the negative because when we do something negative, that's always the thing that we zoom in on. So we have to change our mindsets, change our thoughts to say, I'm doing this well, I'm doing this bad, but I'm also doing this well. But how can I fix that bad thing? Once we're able to start thinking like that, it's up to us to do that, right? We can't expect nobody else to tell us you're doing good, you're doing good, you're doing good. You have to be able to congratulate yourself. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't congratulate. I just got to the point where I'm able to say, I'm doing good. I'm very hard on myself. Like, I'm very, very hard on myself. But that comes from me playing sports. And they were very hard on me growing up.
No compliment sandwiches.
You don't get no compliment sandwich. You fucking suck. Matter of fact, your daddy should have pulled out and nutted on the couch.
Like I done had my
I've heard that before.
I done had my whole head coach say on the news, like, instead of saying like he had a great game, he did good this week, all he gonna say is, yeah, he's getting better every week. He did all right this game. Like I said, he's getting better every week.
Yeah.
Like, dang, why couldn't you give me a compliment sandwich and be like, I just went for 100 yards on 10 carries. He had a hell of a game, and he's playing out of position. Why you had to hit me with the old, yeah, he's getting better every game.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is, bro.
Damn, Coach Witt.
Damn, not call him out.
What the fuck?
Damn. All right, so, but I mean, that's just, I feel like that's just pretty much who we are now. A lot of people can still take that shit, but at the end of time, end of the day, that's why we still beat up on ourselves. Even though you be like, I'm tough, bro, I can take that shit. You can take it, but what is it really doing to you mentally? Even though you're saying you take all that rough shit, you take all that, oh, you suck, blah, blah, blah. I took it pretty well, I think so. But when you think about it, that's why you hard on yourself. You're hard on yourself because everybody else is hard on yourself. And there's nothing wrong with being hard on yourself. You should be hard on yourself, but you shouldn't beat up on yourself. There's a difference between being hard on yourself and beating up on yourself. Being hard on yourself saying, you know what? I know I could do better. I know I need to get better at this. But beating up on yourself is, I fucking suck. I'm not good at this. This is not something that I can do. Ultimately, you beat up on yourself. That just takes you out the picture overall. But when you learn how to just be hard on yourself, that's a difference, because we need to be hard on ourselves. We can't be soft on ourselves, because then we'll never be successful in anything, right? That's just why that's like when we go through there's different type of events in life. There's linear events and there's non-linear events. Right? So what that means is linear. I go to school, I graduate. I go to college. I get a good degree. I get a job.
Wife.
I find my wife. I have a baby. No, I find my wife. I get a house. Have a baby. We grow up, live happily ever after. That's how a lot of movies are. That's fairy tale. In life, you're gonna have non-linear events. I go to college. I graduate high school. I go to college. I get a girl pregnant in college. Not non-linear. It's no longer linear no more.
Non-linear.
Non-linear. So now you got, I boom. So now I got a girl pregnant. All right, we not together, but we doing pretty good. I keep my son. We good though. Okay, now I got my house. I found my wife, but I got a baby mama though. I got my baby though. But now, guess what? Your mama can't get cancer. Non-linear. You didn't expect that to happen, huh?
Damn, that's too linear.
Not you.
That's too non-linear.
It's okay, but let's think about it. That's how real life is, though.
You just say child support or something.
No, fuck that.
Cancer?
No, you got that, because you got to be something that's going to hit you, and that's that. I mean, that's real life. I pray nobody, mom or nobody family member that's listening to this, that's in here right now, overall gets cancer. I pray health over everybody. Simple. But I'm just saying, for the sake of example, it's real. Mom get cancer. That's non-linear. You didn't expect it to happen. Okay, boom. She got cancer. Oh, she heals from cancer. Now you're good. Y'all good again. Boom. Now you're at work. You hit a hard spot. You had a mortgage. You can't afford a mortgage.
Child support
come. Now you goddamn getting evicted or you getting kicked out. Now you got child support, but you ain't got no money to take care of the baby. So now that's non-linear. You didn't expect all that to happen. We have to be prepared for a lot of those non-linear situations. Stop expecting everything to be so linear in life. Everything is not going to be linear. I understand when things are up, sometimes things will come down. But when things are down, this is great. This is the good part about it. I know that sounds depressing, but the good thing about it is when things go down, it's going to go back up. That's like when shit through the house, losing house. Last year, I was not worried because I was like, I ain't stunning. I know I'm gonna give me some money. I know I'm gonna wake up. When you at the bottom, you're gonna go back up to the top. That's why as a business person, you gotta be able to have just a level head. You never get too happy, you never get too sad. You gotta be able to just say, you know what? Shit, that's what comes along with it. I gotta just keep on trucking. And once I get through this, I make it through this hard time, I know that's great time that was better than even the better times gonna come. Right? So that's just what it is. You got to be able to look at those non-linear and those linear events. You think you're gonna have a linear life, but it's not just the way.
Everybody think they got a linear life.
It's not gonna be.
Everybody has an outlook or perspective on how their life's gonna be,
and that's when it's linear.
When life doesn't go the way you want, it's automatically like non-linear.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my parents didn't go through this. I never seen this go on before. Why does this happen to me? What did I do?
Yeah.
So it's like everything just goes to whack, and it's just like it wasn't this fairy tale like you thought it was be. You're not a millionaire. You don't have your dream girl. She's not freaking Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
She's not Cardi B. She's not Coi Leray. It's not going your way, and you're like, why is this happening to me? This is not how I thought my life would be. But hey.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not saying don't have positive. I'm not saying think of stuff in a negative way. I'm not saying be like, oh my gosh, bad things are gonna happen to me. Fuck no, don't think like that. Always set your plans up as everything's gonna go good. Still do that. But always be prepared for the non-linear events. That's all I want you to do. I want you to just be prepared for the non-linear events. I'm not saying that everything's still planned for everything to be linear, but be prepared for non-linear events that's going to come along in life. Yeah, so you can find out how to get back. Even when those non-linear things knock you off your line, you're able to get back into a linear place. Because things are going to come, knock you off. You may get rattled a little bit, but how can you keep that balance on that tightrope just to come back, line back up, and keep going, right? Just because a non-linear event comes doesn't mean you can't still have a linear life. You still can have a linear life even with non-linear events. You just got to know how to deal with the non-linear events.
I love how you took on that word linear. You was battling that word though. You was battling that word for about 10 minutes.
You gotta take it on, bro. You gotta take it on.
I love how you pronounced it right every time.
For sure. How long we been here?
I was about to ask you and Tate.
An hour?
I know we gave them a lot this episode, so I was like, should we keep going or should we just leave it at where it is and have a part 2 for next episode?
Oh man, we should have part 2. And I forgot to even say, bro, I got fucking married. Damn. I was gonna talk about shit. We'll let that for the next episode, part 2, guys. But please, I'm glad y'all watching. I appreciate y'all making it this far throughout the episode, guys. I'm gonna say this. Me and BJ just gotta hold up to it. If you share this with 5 people, the first person to share this with 5 people, if y'all listen to it this far, and we probably gonna cut this up and put it on Instagram, whatever. First people that share this with 5 people, and they actually go look at it.
Not subscribe.
Oh, no, share and then 5 people subscribe. Yeah. So
either your homeboys, homegirls, moms.
All right, so the first person that share with 5 people and they 5 people subscribe, we'll send you $100.
We're gonna do this we're gonna do this.
Oh hell no, just the person that did it. Just the person that did it.
We done told the rental car story 3,000 to 5,000 every other day, and he think we just $100 each.
Hell no, you crazy?
Shut your ass up,
I got a kid.
Your ass ain't here for free.
Nah, exactly. You ain't getting paid then. That's how that shit goes. We can do it. Hey, so we'll give y'all $100 each. He's just not getting paid, and that's okay. That's all right, shit. That's okay. But all right, so yeah, but it's for sure. So basically, if you're watching this right now, share it with 5 people. When your 5 people subscribe, and that's, I know, we'll get $100. All you gotta do is send it to 5 people and say, bro, subscribe, bro. Please. Give you $100. Simple. But if not, it's okay. I keep my $100 in my pocket. It's okay, whatever. But please like, comment, subscribe, and please go over to the other platforms. Leave 5 stars. Say something nice about us. Get us up those charts so we can keep getting this game out to other people, guys. We want to show you guys that you can be regular. Me and BJ, regular people. We're amazing. We not regular. We are outstanding. But we are still everyday people. Still having success. Still growing and still on our road to be millionaires by 23 years old, and we're about to be 23 in less than a month. God damn it. So this is what we're doing. We're figuring it out. We're doing it right now. Greatness is in all of us. I want y'all to know that greatness is within you. You just have to believe that. Once you believe that you have greatness, believe that I can have anything I want as long as I go out here and put God first. I believe that these things can happen for me, and I go out here and get after it. That's the three magic things that you need. But put God first, believe that the things can happen, and go out here and get after it. You'll have success. A lot of people leave one of those out. They either doing a lot of work, but they're not putting God first, or they doing a lot of going after it, but they don't believe that it can happen, or they putting God first, but they still don't believe in God that much that it can happen, or they don't believe that it is possible for them. You got to have all 3. Once you got all 3, success coming your way. BJ, hey, follow me on Instagram at _Mr.Mindset. Please go get the ebook. The ebook is in my bio. It's in the description as well. Go get my ebook, The Perfect Mindset, 7 thought patterns that can take you from stress to success. I'm pretty sure y'all seen, if y'all this far, y'all done seen the goddamn ads. Go get it and stop bullshitting. It's $15. Matter of fact, for y'all put on the porch as the promo code, I might give it to y'all for free for listening to it this far. BJ, leave them some.
Promo code don't work, hit me up, man. And I'm gonna get on Mike ass. You feel me? But y'all go follow me at _BJ Real. Frenchie Dog breathing page coming soon. And what I got for y'all today, if your life isn't going linear and it's just, what's the other word? Non-linear.
Linear.
Just know that God has a plan for you, and he wouldn't have put you through that situation if you weren't prepared for it, and if it wasn't going to turn you into a better person on the other side. So that's what I got for y'all. Y'all go support the page. Keep showing love. We mess with y'all. We love everybody that supports us. Like I said, if you support us, we'll go and support you.
And if you don't, fuck you. Simple. Peace.
Gone.
JT on the track again.
Hey, run that shit up, Chase.